Uh, yeah. Understanding the current trainee doctor strike in South Korea needs we need to understand the whole picture, whole situation of healthcare problems in South Korea, so we can understand the real nature of the doctor strikes and the alternative of the working class. First of all, I don't consider the current trainee doctor strike as a part of working class struggle. I consider the junior doctor strike in the United Kingdom this year is definitely a part of worker struggle because their strike was led by a union, and their demands were focused on wage increase, and their strike was supported by their co-workers in the hospitals. But the current trainee doctor strike in South Korea is waged by a professional organization of trained doctors and not the union, and they don't want to become a union. They don't think about anything about becoming a union, and their strike has not been supported by any of their supporters, their co-workers in hospitals. It is because their demands in the strike is very antisocial characters. They are opposing the government policy, medical enrollment expansion. In other words, the increase of the number of doctors. They have issued some other arguments, but in nature, their opposition to the increase of doctors is based on their judgment that the increase in the number of doctors means the decrease in their future income. At this point, we need to figure out the real feature of doctor's life in South Korea. Becoming a doctor means a great success, a great personal success in not only income but also career. Usually, doctors' income account for around 10 times higher than ordinary workers. Doctors are one of the core part of ruling class. They are important part of capitalist class, and list the highest ranking of petty bourgeois specialist. It is quite different from the doctors in the United Kingdom. They are our civil servant within the NHS system, national healthcare system, but in South Korea, most of doctors are private hospital owners or high-ranking employees. Yeah. And I want to explain about the big picture of Korean healthcare system briefly. The Korean healthcare system is between American public style and the European, American private system and the European public system. There is a universal healthcare insurance in South Korea, but most of the hospitals are run by private hospitals. So around 88% of beds are private hospitals, are in private hospitals. So due to the universal healthcare insurance, we don't need to care about, worry about the tremendous burden when we call the emergency vehicles or go to emergency rooms. Yeah, it is better than better situation than United States. But if you have a cancer, critical cancer, or rare diseases, you could be bankrupt. Yeah.
Because the state healthcare doesn't cover it?
Around 65% of diseases are covered by the healthcare insurance. So some light cancers can be covered, but for some critical cancers cannot be covered, and most of all, the hospital caring cost in South Korea, it is called 간병 system, 간병인. It means caring for a patient in hospital.
간병인?
Caring.
No.
간병인. Yeah.
간병인, Chinese.
Similar
Okay,
pronunciation.
간병인.
Yeah, yes. The cost of 간병인, cost of caring people is very high. Nowadays, it is usually 100,000 won or a day. So $100, $1,400 a day. The cost.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it accounts for more than an ordinary worker's wage. Many people have to have another private insurances to cover the possible hospitalization. Yeah. Yeah, and another important aspect in South Korean healthcare system is the severe disproportionalities of doctors. One factor is in between specialties, and another aspect is between Seoul and other provinces.
Right.
Plastic surgeons and the skincare doctors have been growing more and more. Yeah, and because they have they can earn the biggest money among doctors. Yeah. But around 15 or 20 years ago, since then, the South Korean hospital system has suffered from the deficiency of cardiothoracic doctors,
Yeah.
the most important doctors.
Right.
Yeah. In South Korea, there are 250 municipalities, and among them, 105 rural and small urban municipalities don't have any maternity hospitals capable of treating giving birth. In the first place, there have actually rare or even no pregnant women.
Right, because the birth rate is so low.
Yeah, the overall medical resources are relatively rare in rural areas. In the course of industrialization, more and more young people have moved to Seoul or big cities.
Right.
So in rural areas, less and less young people.
Right.
So, so in the rural areas, the fertility rate
Fertility rate is very low.
was already very low.
If you have more doctors, will that solve the problem?
It cannot automatically solve the problems, but obviously we need more doctors.
Right, but having more doctors under current systems, will that solve the...
Yes. Under these systems, having more doctors cannot be solution.
Right.
Yeah. I want to talk about that later. Yeah.
Right.
We need to think about the reason why the right-wing government raised this issue the early this year.
Right.
Yeah, it is easily it easily can be explained by the fact that the general election was called in April. Yeah, the right-wing president was suffered from the low approval rate, so he was afraid of the result of the election, just like this. Yeah. So he made his mind to use this issue. Yeah, because doctors are very unpopular in South Korea.
Okay.
Yeah, they are the symbol of selfish people.
Okay.
Yeah. So attacking doctors
It's popular.
can earn
Some
him
point. Yeah.
some approval
Right,
rate.
right.
And the president could earn around 10% of approval rate.
Yeah.
After
Because of
attacking
this.
attacking doctors.
Right.
People can like, love, or respect individual doctors when he treats themselves sincerely, but as a collective, people really don't like and hate doctors collectively. Yeah, and doctors were very angry to the government, to the president.
Right.
So among doctors, there were very strong atmosphere that now we will support the opposition in this election.
Right. So,
The previous presidents were who attacked or who tried to reform the healthcare system were usually liberal centrist presidents.
Yeah.
As far as I remember, the right-wing president didn't attack doctors, or at least didn't severely attack doctors. And as you said, the number of doctors that the president want to increase is too high. I remember it's 2,000.
Right.
Currently, 3,500 doctors a year, and first 2,000.
Right.
So very,
Huge increase.
huge increase. Doctors think that right-wing president is our side, should be our side, but he betrayed us.
Right.
So we need to retaliate. In this atmosphere, there were consciousness of doctors that we are the core part of the ruling class. Yeah. So any power in South Korea cannot attack us. So we should punish the president. It was the doctor's atmosphere. So the core part of one of core part of ruling class ruined before the election. So we cannot specifically analyze the real situation, but we can consider imagine the mechanism. So the some of important core parts were ruined. Yeah, destroyed. Yeah. So I think it was one of the important factors that this government failed in this election. Yeah. So the president's calculation has been proved very bad.
Miscalculated.
Yeah, miscalculation. Yeah. The real solution and the alternative of working class is clear. We need a complete public healthcare system, and complete public healthcare and free for all healthcare system. Yeah, so we don't need private hospitals and private healthcare insurance. So we need to confiscate all private hospitals and private health insurance systems into establishing the public healthcare systems. Only in this the big picture, increasing the number of doctors can be a part of solution. So if this government's policy that means the only increasing the number of doctors is realized, it will only contribute the increase of the profit of private hospitals. Yeah. So one of the interesting parts of this crisis is the interest between doctors and private hospitals are divided. In public hospitals, many doctors are in a state of compulsory working instead of going to military. So in such cases, doctors can't go on strike.
Cannot go on strike.
Cannot go on strike. Yeah. So the medical students are trying to quit school, and I have not checked the current situation. Around a week more.
Yeah.
So there can be something, because around this time, the medical schools have to decide whether the students will be dropped a year or not. Yeah, yeah. So there can be something, but I don't know exactly what it is. Yeah. But anyway, the students are the students are organizing their activities in their own way. Yeah.
I still
All
think they
all other
need-
people don't support doctors, but doctors can resist because without doctors, society cannot exist. Doctors are thinking and saying, if you want, you can do it, but society will destroy. Yeah. And the doctors have used such logic several times. So people have been angry against doctors.
But is not all unions opposed, or some union oppose some sports, or
As far as I know, the unions that expressed their opinion is rare. Yeah, because nurses are working with doctors,
Yes.
so nurses are afraid of the deteriorated relationship with doctors. So they are not supporting and actually opposing the doctor strikes, but they are not willing to express their opinions.
right?
Yeah.
How about other unions,
Uh,
industrial unions, and any other unions, teachers unions, whatever?
similar
The-
situation.
I mean, not too many people go out openly against them.
In South Korea, even though people don't talk about this strike much, but openly much, but even though, but almost every people know well that almost all people oppose this strike.
Uh-huh.
And there was another interesting point that the doctors' counterattack threatens this government before the election. So many supporters of opposition just enjoyed the situation. Yeah, it is another reason that many people didn't talk about much this strike. Yeah.
Why do you think doctors are the core of the ruling class? What do you mean by ruling class? Why do you think they are the core of the ruling class?
I think it is related to the Korean society's change. South Korea has experienced tremendous changes, a lot of changes for the last 50, 60 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. In the 1960s, it was one of the poorest country.
Mm-hmm.
Most of people were peasant or the children of peasant. But nowadays, South Korea has become one of the developed country, and more than 90% live in cities.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the South Korean conglomerates have experienced continuous growth
Mm-hmm.
in the world market.
Mm-hmm.
So Samsung, Hyundai, LG, SK,
Mhm.
these four conglomerates has become one of the become important transnational, multinational,
Mhm.
multinational companies. The capitalist mind, or the money's best mind. How can I say it in English?
Well, the capitalist ideology.
Yeah,
All right.
Yeah.
S-
money is the best.
Right.
Yeah, has governed more and more part of the society.
Mm-hmm.
So even in the doctors,
Mhm.
their consciousness has been changed toward earning more and more money.
Don't everybody in Korea wants to earn more money? What's the difference between doctors and striking workers?
This current has been governing broad parts of Korean society nowadays. Even some part of workers, working class, especially some regular workers. Yeah, it is one of the important reason why regular workers don't are not willing to pursue working class unity. Yeah. As I said yesterday, another important reason is that they were defeated in the battles around mass layoffs due to their betrayals of leaders. So they lost their hope through their struggles. Yeah. So they lost the hope of workers' liberation by workers' struggles, and then they accepted the capitalist ideology. So even some regular workers nowadays have such ideologies. So in this atmosphere, doctors have become one of the most one of the most money pursuit people. Yeah.
More than corporation?
The doctors means they are working at hospitals.
Right.
Yeah, so they are somewhat individuals.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. So comparing between multinational corporations and doctors not are somewhat meaningless because corporations are pursuing profits and these individuals are pursuing profits.
So, I mean, so you're saying the doctors are the core of the ruling class.
Yeah.
I'm trying to understand. So you think doctors are more powerful than the corporations, or they have...
No. But in Korean society, there is this kind of story. Usually, doctors want their children to become doctors. Above doctors, there are inherited capitalists. Yeah, it is obvious. But in below the inherited capitalists, there are doctors. There are the second level of capitalists. Yeah.
Well, aren't they what they call petty bourgeois, or are they capitalist?
Many doctors are part of owners of big hospitals. Yes, and medium hospitals are run by doctors, and I think these doctors can be called capitalists. And some doctors run their own small hospitals, clinics.
So do you think that the doctors' strike overall helps the labor movement or harms the labor movement? Does that make people feel they should have unions and fight the companies, or that makes us, wow, we don't want to be like doctors, we don't want to do that?
It is somewhat complicated because when workers are in strike, they can be criticized that their actions are similar to doctor strikes.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially transportation workers, nurses, if they go on strike,
Yeah.
people will say the same thing.
Yeah. Yes. I think doctor strikes can harm or help workers' mind.
Yeah.
But it depends on workers themselves, not the doctor strike. Yeah, I believe. During doctor strikes, workers' movement should raise the public healthcare system. I
So
believe.
basically, I think the question is almost like that after doctor strike, workers will more want socialized medicine or less wanting socialized medicines.
If we succeeded in the spreading our arguments,
Right.
people could have thought about such alternative, but workers' movement has not done well so far. So I think ordinary people's thought has not been enlarged to the such direction.
Well, if doctors lose on the strike,
Yeah.
would that help the workers?
I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, do you think, see, when people go on strike, they will think about doctor strike. I mean, if doctor lose, they're probably less reluctant to go on strike.
But the government's response to doctor strike has been totally different from worker strikes.
Doctor strike, do they have a picket line? They don't have a picket line.
No. I think they can organize a protest, but they do not want to protest because they are noble person.
No. If doctors, I think it's different than the employers who want to have more immigrants. These doctors, they are upper class of the petty bourgeois. I have a hard time seeing them as the core of the ruling class, even though their ideologies very much. Well, you have a lot of working class have very different, similar ideology. And the argument against doctors can be used against nurses, against transportation workers, anybody who deal with the public sector. All right? And so it is true that doctors like to protect their elite status. However, even doctor can go on strike. That encourages others to go on strike too. All right? Defending their rights.
Yes.
Okay, so from that aspect, I think it's positive that people see that if they can go on strike, why can't we? All right, and so by denouncing the doctor being selfish, undercuts working class struggle in general. So I was reluctant to criticize the doctors for going on strike, even though they are the elite. Yeah. Anyway, we don't know enough. I don't know enough about Korea, so I cannot tell. But I just see the doctors' strike influence in China is that it tells people that we can go against authority, and all the denunciations are the ones that undercuts transportation workers, nurses, anybody in public service. All right. So, and also what we see is that from a little bit I know that by increasing the number of doctors, does not help the necessary care for the people, because all that does is make the more people working on the higher paid sector, but the regular care doesn't get that much money. And so, like increasing doctors does not help the rural community lack of doctor, that kind of stuff. So I see that as a ruling class divide and conquer, trying to make the pitting the doctors against the patients rather than targeting the privatization, the monopoly, the hospital, the private healthcare system, and so basically, I mean, doctor has their own problems, but I see the impact in China has been positive, encouraging people to defend their rights.
Yeah, yeah. Yes, some Western friends of mine have asked about the doctor strikes, and all of them are have been interested in this strike because they can encourage their
movement.
people, the people in their countries. Our analysis can disappoint them. But anyway, I have to tell the truth. Yeah.
Yes,
So so I compare the situation between the trained doctors in South Korea and the junior doctors in the United Kingdom. Yeah. And I think people in South Korea are thinking about their about this this equation or this relationship, that if we openly oppose the doctor strike, it could mean the support for government. We don't want
Right.
do like this.
Right.
So ordinary people are reluctant to express their opinion. It is
Yeah.
one more reason.
Right. Yeah, I mean, it's complicated because it's not a simple black and white issue.
Yeah.
However, I think what I see is you got to look at who is their target. Are they target people in the bottom, or are they targeting the people in top?
Yeah.
All right, and that's how we decide to support or not to support. The government targeting the big hospitals, and they refuse to. I mean, when they stop working, the hospital losing money. They cannot even pay the nurses. So you can see, although they are the elite of the professionals, all right, they're defending their little turf and everything, and so their approach, I mean, if they're smart or if they have we don't ask them to be Marxists. I mean, just they'd be smarter. They will say, we want to make universal health care as our goal. They can unite more people for their cause. But they're just narrow-minded, only for their own thing. However, objectively, they're going target on top. They're fighting against the ruling class.
I think there is a difference between regular workers and doctors.
What's that?
I think there is a difference between regular workers and doctors. If the regular workers didn't raise the universal demands for working class and people, it is a problem of narrow trade unionism.
Right.
Yeah, it is against their own interests.
Right. But I read somewhere there is a difference between head doctors and the doctors who just graduate from school, who are doing the internship. Internship is a long time, isn't it?
Yes, trainee doctors are in internship.
They work long hours.
Yes.
Whereas head doctors are very different. I don't know, the head doctor go on strike too, or just everybody, or only just interns and medical students?
Yes, that's true. But
What's true? The head doctors didn't go on strike, right?
Yes, yes. But they have been threatening.
They are threatening to go on strike.
Yeah.
But the people who go on strike are the interns.
Yes, but the trainee doctors endure the long hours,
Right.
because it uh, it is the road to be
Head doctor.
yeah.
Yeah, but a head doctor is a pyramid. Everybody eventually become head doctors.
Yes, head doctors or private clinic owners.
Right.
Without trainee doctors, hospital can run.
Can.
Yes,
Can.
can.
Oh.
But without head doctors, hospital can't run.
Cannot
Oh,
run.
really?
Cannot run.
Mm.
So if head doctors go on strike, it is a really big problem. It
Yeah.
can be.
So head doctor did not go on strike.
Yeah.
The people go on strike are the interns.
Yeah.
Interns. But so the hospital is still operating.
Yes. Operating.
And also, not just only interns, because the government is threatening to invoke their doctor's license. These are not interns. These are the people already finished intern.
they are trainee doctors.
So the training doctors are different than the head doctors in terms of class relationship.
They are similar to the children of head doctors in
Apprentice.
in classical aspects.
Right.
Yeah.
I think the interesting is that the intern, young doctor
Training
do the
doctor.
action. They set out to fight this.
Yes.
Well, I mean, the training doctor aspire to be the head doctor.
Yeah.
That's why they want to work and trying to get there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
In
I
other
think
countries.
I think foreign people can think like that. Actually, not only doctors, but the whole people have used similar struggle tactics or strategies to worker struggles, work unions. Yeah. I wanna accentuate the fact that the nurses, as I said, the nurses was one of the important part of militant tradition of Korean workers' movement. Even in 1987, the workers' struggles started. Fighting for a contract is usually called economic struggle,
Yes.
generally, and in South Korea. And economic struggle is a basic one in the trade unions. But if a union is only focused on economic struggles, it cannot be an instrument of class struggle. Yeah, because it can be an endless work. It should be an endless work because in capitalism there is an endless exploitation and intensification of exploitation. So when we focus on only economic struggle, we can just trace the intensification of exploitation. We cannot change the system itself. To change the relationship between classes, we need to develop another strategy. It is to challenge the relationship of force. In other words, to organize political struggles. trying to change the laws, trying to establish workers' forces. In the end, trying to establish workers' power, workers' government. But in the course of development, we need to combine the economic struggle and the political struggle. So in the history of Korean workers' movement, the early days of modern Korean workers' movement, in other words, between late 1980s to early 2000s, in those periods, many struggles were defeated.
Or defeated.
Were defeated, especially when they were economic struggles. Even though they were economic struggles, but even though the struggle were defeated, the consciousness and unity of the working masses had grown. A lot of cases in the Korean worker struggles, and some struggles remained feeling of victory, but some struggles remained feeling of failure or loss. But the feeling has not depended on the win or defeat of the struggle itself. The feeling has been more depended on whether the unity was developed during the struggle, was or not.
Yeah, actually, you can see that the victory can lead to illusion that there is hope through struggle, and the defeat can realize you realize there's no illusions. I mean, everything has two sides to it.
Actually, South Korean workers' movement history has not been full of good examples. Yeah, there have been very many bad examples. Yeah, but among them, obviously some good examples. Yeah, we have experienced. So I want to pick two examples. First one is the HHI, Hyundai Heavy Industry strike in 1988 to 9 that I mentioned in the previous workshops. Third strike was obviously defeated. As you saw in the video, the last time the strike was harshly repressed. So more than 1,000 workers were arrested, and around more than 50 workers were imprisoned.
Yes.
And fired. So workers lost their leadership, the whole leadership. But workers went to their factory with tremendous confidence.
With
What kind of confidence? As I explained a few years ago, the confidence was like that. We proved ourselves.
Yes.
We can do anything for our co-workers. We prove ourselves. We have the courage,
Courage.
yes, and consciousness to maintain our union, enough to maintain our union.
Right.
So now we have the real democratic union. Only for the two workers, we can put everything. We proved, finally we proved. So now we really established the democratic union. Yeah. So after the defeated strike, around 500 militant rank-and-file activists began to start their activities. So the HHI union became the strongest battalion of the workers' movement, Korean workers' movement, and it was the most important base for the construction of the KCTU. File ordinary activities. They became they became activists with working class consciousness through the strike. Almost all of them were ordinary workers, just ordinary workers. But during the strike, during the first strike in 1987 and the second strike in 1988 to 9, they experienced a lot of things.
Yes.
And they understand the whole structure of the society, understood. So they gained the core of working class consciousness, and in their mind, in the core of their mind, there was a clear awareness for the workers' liberation. Their activities as militant activists. Or before the 1987 strike, workers had seen firstly the 1980 Gwangju uprising,
Yes.
where hundreds of workers and people were killed during their fight.
Yes.
And a lot of workers, students, and people were killed after the uprising and during their own struggles everywhere. So, around hundreds of fighters were killed. Yeah, so, it in such a tradition already had been accumulated.
Ah.
Yeah, so there were already a lot of sacrifices. So in that sense, workers were ready for some sacrifices. Yeah, Gwangju uprising was really big turning point in Korean modern history, and after that, a lot of militants became revolutionaries, became socialists. Yeah. So the last fighters of Gwangju uprising made the real history. It was the reason why they decided to fight to the end. Why they did not give in.
Right.
Yeah. Even though they already knew most of them had to be killed.
What's the story about that uprising?
In 1980, when Gwangju uprising was erupted, I was in Gwangju as a militant student, as a
Middle school.
as a middle school student,
Yeah.
as a middle school student. Yeah.
Middle school.
I was a little bit younger generation,
Right.
because at the time there were already some university student generation, and the Gwangju uprising affected largely that generation.
Okay.
Yes, I'm a younger generation, and then I went to university in 1985. So I went to Seoul, and I participated in 1987 June democratization protest in the streets, and then I I witnessed the general strike wave in July to September. Yeah, so I became a socialist. Yeah,
Doing that struggle.
Yeah,
Yeah, great
the
strike.
great strike wave in 1987 gave me the
Right.
confidence because it obviously showed the revolutionary potential of the working class.
Right.
In 1980, when the military dictatorship unfolded the second coup d'etat, only the Gwangju students continued to protest, and then the military dictatorship harshly repressed the student protests. So the people in Gwangju were very angry about the military forces did
Right.
this. So the confrontation got stronger, and then finally it became an armed struggle between people and the army.
Who are the people? Mostly students or workers, peasants?
I will explain. Firstly, most of them were students,
Uh-huh.
but when the protests turned into an armed struggle,
Uh-huh.
most of students escaped.
Soon left.
Yeah, because of the fear of death.
Right.
Yeah. So most of students escaped, but the lowest layer of working class largely participated in the armed struggle.
So these workers were what kind of workers? Construction workers, steel workers, and what kind of jobs do they have normally?
From manufacturing workers
Okay.
to the individual workers. For example, restaurant workers,
Right. Okay. Service workers.
or construction workers,
Right.
yeah, and all kind of workers.
All kinds of workers.
The workers had no previous experience of unionizing or a kind of consciousness. There is no experience.
So they went there by themselves. It's not being organized by anybody. They just went there by themselves.
Yes, they suddenly acknowledged the nature of the military dictatorship. How could the military dictatorship attack people
Yes.
like that so severely? They are not in our part. They are people's enemy.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, the military
enemy of
dictatorship is people's enemy. So we have to fight against the enemy. Very simple. The army used very hostile
Approach.
methods.
Yeah. Method.
Yeah, so a lot of students were arrested, being beaten, and even forced to be naked, and and when many people are singing, the army attacked people with knife.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So many people saw their blood bursting. So
Graphic. Yeah.
the stories were spread very quickly, the whole Gwangju, and then all workers were erupted. Yeah. So unnamed workers became the protagonist of Gwangju Uprising. And in recent days, most of interpretation of Gwangju has not focused on this factor because it is related to the revolutionary nature of the Gwangju Uprising. These days, the Gwangju Uprising is commonly interpreted as a interpreted through the viewpoint of liberal bourgeois democracy.
Right.
So they don't want to reveal this important nature.
So maybe tell us more why workers feel so enraged they will leave their jobs or they take their spare time, go in the street and fight against the police. What makes them so angry,
As I explained, the harsh repression
of
by
the students? Yeah, by the army.
And their participation in the protest means they had a mind that I could be killed in this protest.
So why do they go? You could be killed.
They believe that it was justice.
They're fighting for justice.
Yes. So the workers attacked police stations and the factories that produced weapons.
Oh, they attack. Okay.
Yeah. So the workers and people achieved lots of guns and the armed vehicles. So they established a civil army.
Wow.
We need to understand the background. Still, in South Korea, every male person to be in military,
Right.
compulsory.
So these people know how to use arms.
Yes, very well
Trained.
prepared, very well trained.
Right.
So they established the civil army, and then the repressive army had to withdraw from Gwangju. So for 5 days there was a liberation period in Gwangju.
Liberate area for 5 days.
Yeah,
It's
5
like
days.
Paris communes almost.
Yes, just like 5 communes.
Mhm.
Yeah. So during the liberation days, there were a lot of beautiful stories. There was no theft,
No theft.
no crime, even though there were no police.
Right. But this
So-
time, that 5 days, the students are gone.
Yes, they escaped from Gwangju. Some student leaders were left. So
Stayed, yeah.
yes, stayed. So they led the protest.
Okay.
Yeah, only small part of students.
Okay.
They led the whole movement, but the main
Body.
body was workers
Workers.
and low level people. Before the massacre, there was long period of protests in the struggle, but in the Gwangju uprising, the story started from
Oppression.
repression,
Yeah.
from massacre.
Yeah.
So
So first massacre, then is protest.
yes, massacre, protest, liberation, then final repression and massacre.
Right.
Yeah. So and the whole time is only a week.
From beginning to
Yeah.
end, just 1 week.
A week.
Yeah.
A week or 10 days.
Yeah.
10 days. From the armed strikes, from the armed struggle, a week.
Right.
Yeah. So the period is short. Yeah.
Yeah, very sure. So you were right near that city. You were going to middle school.
Yeah.
So you witnessed. Do you see what happened?
Yes. Something and hear something. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I have not seen the direct scene of massacre, but I could hear about them, and I could see big demonstrations and the death of one of my friends, our another class mate,
Classmate.
yeah.
Was killed.
Yeah, was killed. And my school was closed during the period, and after the massacre, when we went back to school, I could see the
Bullet holes?
uh,
Bullet holes, yeah.
because my school was at the heart of battle
Battle, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
between the army and civil army.
Right.
Yeah. Something like that. And I hear the helicopter
Circulating.
circulating
Yeah.
and their
Bulldozing,
their
horn, the loud speaking.
loud speaking. Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Wow. That's, never forget that.
After the massacre of Gwangju, the student movement at the time was shocked, really big shock. Yeah, because first one is the protagonist. Yeah, at the time they had not realized the nature of class struggle. In the 1970s, there was a democratic student movement, largely influenced by the American civil rights movement.
Right.
But by such perspective, they cannot interpret Gwangju uprising. So naturally, they accepted the perspective of Marxism, even though at that time there was no legal publication of Marxist books. But they could understand the basic structure of Marxism. So they became revolutionaries and socialists. They could understand the working class should be and can be the real protagonist of revolution. And if we organize the power, the potential power of working class, we will be able to overthrow the military dictatorship. And furthermore, the capitalism. Yeah, it is the awareness. It was the awareness of the student movement leaders at the time. Yeah, and the second thing is the last choice of final fighters. Before the massacre, the final massacre of the army, the civil army could acknowledge that the final repression is on the verge, is very near.
Don't quite understand.
The final repression is at the front of them. It's coming. Really in the near future. Actually, next dawn, military will come. They know. Yeah. So they decided to order young participants, for example, high school students, to go home. They ordered the high school students to go home. You should be the recorder and the successor of this struggle. So you should be survived. So they sent the students to go home. And then the leaders told the rest of the fighters, you can choose to be here or to go. So some of the fighters to go home or anywhere, but many of them remained.
This is after 5 days of liberation area, and they know next day the army will come.
Yes.
So they said, all people under 16 go home.
Yeah.
Everybody else, you can stay, you can go home.
Yes.
And 150, roughly 150
Yeah.
stayed.
Yes. Yes. And around half of them were killed during the final repression. So the student after the massacre, the student leaders had to ask themselves the reason. Yeah, why the leaders of the civil army decided like that? Why they didn't give in to the army for their life? Now we can see the 1980 Gwangju uprising made Korean society in the whole 1980s a revolutionary one. So the final choice of the civil army was for that. They want to make the whole society to be revolutionary. It was their aim. It was their decision. So it is very similar to the decision of John Tae-il when he burned himself. In that sense, they succeeded the tradition of John Tae-il. Yeah, and another important point was the realization of the nature of U.S. imperialism, because during the Gwangju uprising, the U.S. government and the U.S. military in the South Korea supported the military dictatorship. So before the Gwangju uprising, the U.S. Was considered the country of democracy.
Defender of democracy.
Yeah, the defender of democracy. So the people thought that we are fighting for democracy against the dictatorship. So the U.S. must be on our part. Yeah, but the reality is the opposite. Yeah, why the U.S., the country of the democracy, supported the military dictatorship? Yeah, it is the starting point of the awareness of U.S. imperialism. Around half of all university students participated at least one time protest.
In the 87.
From 1985 to 87,
Okay,
the
okay.
heyday of student workers movement
Right.
against military dictatorship.
Mostly student or student and workers?
Students,
Mostly students.
yes.
Okay.
Around half of students
What was their demand? Why they want
overthrow the military dictatorship.
Yeah, but the dictatorship came from very early 50s and 60s and 70s. So what made them feel it's time to go against the dictatorship?
Yeah, in the core of the movement against the dictatorship was the massacre of Gwangju.
Okay.
Yeah.
How brutally treating the
Yes.
students, treating the people.
Yeah. And the harsh repression of the military dictatorship was continued.
Continue.
Yeah, so people were thinking that Gwangju was continuing.
So in a sense, the government, you cannot talk about Gwangju uprising.
Yes.
You cannot show the truth, and
Yes,
they
yes.
bombard you with all kinds of propaganda.
Yes,
and
yes.
So you want to tell the truth, you be repressed.
Yes.
So that make the contradiction sharper and sharper.
Yes.
Okay.
So around 10% of students participated in the organizational student movement, and so very big participants.
Right.
And around 1985 to 6, the NL tendency became the main current.
What tendency?
National liberation tendency. National liberation tendency has pursued the unification of the Korean Peninsula based on the achievement of whole independence from the U.S. imperialism.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really revealing. That all of a sudden you realize U.S. is siding with a dictatorship.
Yes.
And so
Yes. Of course, NL the aim of NL tendency was radical one, but they have not clearly thought about the workers' liberation. They haven't clearly talked about whether the workers in North Korea are liberated or not.
right, okay.
Yeah. What is the workers' liberation? They avoided such questions, and I was in the opposition side.
Of the
Yeah,
NL movement.
Yes,
okay.
yes.
Well, why were you opposite? What make you want to be opposite?
I think workers' liberation has to be the core for all kind of progressiveness.
But you were a student. Why would you care about workers?
I know the secret of I knew the secret of Gwangju. In the
You know the workers were the core fighting for liberation.
yes, yes. So without the movement by the workers, for the workers, of the workers, we cannot achieve revolution. It was
Well, that days, achieve revolution. That's a jump. But you talk about at least liberation, all right, emancipation, that kind of stuff.
yes.
Because jumping to a revolution is somewhat.
Liberation and emancipation can only be achieved by revolution.
Right, but that's understanding later on.
I think for me,
Yeah.
They were the same. Yeah.
Okay.
Around 80% of student activists were in the part of NL.
Right.
So only small minority, around
Right.
20%,
Yeah.
adopted socialist.
Opposite, yeah. Oh, at that time, are they clear socialists?
Not clear. After witnessing the great struck wave, I gained confidence. I gained clear perspective.
Well, you must have other. Where did that socialist ideology come from? It's all the communists got killed after Korean War, and for years you don't have anything.
Yes.
You don't have old generation telling you,
Yeah.
and you are very sanitized. All right, you're germ free. Okay, you're germ free. Where the germ came from?
Yes. So I think in that sense, Korean history is something interesting. As I said, the workers in Gwangju did really revolutionary acts
Yeah,
without a so-called revolutionary
theory.
theory.
Right.
Yeah, I think it is the real nature of
That's right.
reverse movement and socialism.
Right.
Yeah, socialism is not just a theory; is the real mechanism of the workers' movement.
Right.
Yeah. So, in my case, I became socialist before reading Das Kapital.
What was the single spark that enlightened you? How that happened?
Of course, it was not just a single spark. During the student movement,
A lot of debates and-
some of my senior colleagues burned themselves.
The mainstream student movement is not for Marxism, not for socialism. All right. So, in your campus, in college, there's people rediscovering Marxism.
At the time, we had a lot of study groups. Yeah, all student activists based on study groups.
Right.
Uh,
But
and
Marx's book, was that banned?
banned. Yeah. Firstly, we previous generations, student activist generations, interpreted some Japanese Marxist concise books. After that, they interpreted the English books.
Uh-huh.
So in my generation, we could read the basic Marxist books written by Marx, Engels, Lenin
Right.
in Korean.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. So
But these are translations done in the 70s, 80s.
no.
No. Oh.
After Gwangju Rising,
So
and 1 or 2 years later,
the translation come in. So
the leaders of student movements turned into revolutionaries,
Right.
and they started to interpretation,
translation.
translation.
Well, I mean, I can understand the Korean intellectuals, students go to Japan, go to other places, and exposed to these ideas.
Yes. So before 1987 Great Strike Wave, at least more than 1,000 students sorted to their workplaces.
Oh, salted. Okay.
Yes. Went into workplaces.
What made them feel they need to do that? I mean, what made the student decide that they want to go to working class, and are these people believe in socialism?
At the time, nowadays something is different, but at the time, even NL tendency was considerably similar to socialism.
Okay.
Nowadays, it is much more radical nationalist, but
Right,
at the
right.
time, they was much more similar to socialism.
Oh,
So
yeah.
even NL tendency, considerable amount of activists also went to workplaces.
Yeah, but North Korea claimed to be socialist anyway, so that would be natural to have a socialist idea.
So some researches, some researches estimated 3,000 students went to workplaces at the time, but nobody knows.
Right.
Yeah, the exact number.
Right.
Yeah, but at least 1,000 or
3,000.
3,000
Right.
students went into workplaces.
This-
But it was one of important practices of students
Right.
for to contribute for the building of workers' movement at the time.
But what made them decide that's the way to go about? I mean, what inspired them to do that? I mean, that's not some idea you come naturally.
In South Korea also around 70 or 80% of young people
Yeah.
go to university.
Uh-huh.
So student is not the
Anymore,
elite.
it's not elite
Yeah,
anymore.
yeah.
Right.
But at the time, less than 20% went
Okay.
to university. So
Right.
they were elite.
Somewhat
And
elite,
the student movement was more strong in the highest level universities.
yeah. More elite, they're more radical.
Yes, yeah. The students wanted to contribute for the workers to be a protagonist of revolution. Not only democratic fight, but also revolution. Yeah, and one revolution is something different. In the NL tendency, the revolution means national liberation revolution.
Right.
The revolution for national liberation and the reunification of Korean Peninsula.
Right.
And in the socialist tendency, the revolution means workers' revolution,
Right.
social revolution. Yeah. But anyway, all these students wanted to contribute to make the workers to become the protagonists of the revolutions. In South Korea, the before the Gwangju uprising, all protesters talked about democracy. But after Gwangju uprising, people had to talk about revolution. Gwangju started the revolution, so they had to finish the revolution. So they had to think about
It's not a simple
revolution.
democracy. It's about
Yeah.
revolution.
Yeah.